Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Leggy here representing Team JVS, here to give you guys another movie review. This comes straight out of Netflix. This is the new film starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, whereas Chris Evans is the antagonist, Ryan Gosling is the protagonist. I'm talking about The Gray Man. The Gray Man stars, of course, those two as the leads. It's also got Billy Bob Thornton. It's got Ana de Armas. Ana de Armas, she's about to come up with Blonde very soon, Marilyn Monroe. But the backdrop is that Ryan Gosling's character, he starts off in jail and he's met with Billy Bob Thornton, recruited into the CIA as a special op. And these specific operators, they have a certain skill set and talent. But one day, Ryan Gosling's character is put into a very precarious situation where he's technically hunting one of his own. He has no idea why, but he knows something is wrong. Then later on, I think it is Hendwick's character. If you don't know who that is, look at. I mean, she was in the last in the Matrix. She also was in, of course, Game of Thrones as well as Iron Fist. Hendwick is one of the best things about this. About those other projects, specifically Iron Fist. But in this one, she works underneath the guise of a certain Bridgerton person, which I'm not going to go up bring up his name in this one. But both of them come to the conclusion they need to recruit Chris Evans' character to try to put a stop to this possible leak. And what did I think about it? The Russo brothers, which I love some of the Russo brothers films, specifically the Marvel films, I was kind of indifferent with this one. I did like the scale and the scope. I liked that, the locations were really intriguing, interesting. I liked Ryan Gosling's relationship with Billy Bob Thornton's daughter. I thought that was really interesting, little trade-off. Their intimate moments, specifically when in the past, like just conversing, like him really having like a little sister-esque kind of situation and what the situation she's in really means. I love that Ryan Gosling's character is so unpredictable, like what his capability is. I like that, the mysterious side of it. Then there's the things I didn't like. I didn't like Chris Evans' over-the-topness in this. It reminded me so much of Colin Farrell in the original Daredevil 2005 film, where Colin Farrell, like, he seemed like he had a lot of enjoyment with it, but it was just too comical and too over the top for me to buy it. Whereas with Chris Evans' character, I was kind of like, he can be this mysterious force of nature, and you don't really feel his wrath outside of his willingness to do whatever it takes. And even with that, these snide comments, it just didn't work. And I know for a fact Chris Evans is a better actor than that. But it just didn't work and flow for me in this specific situation in this film. Also, the other thing that was weird was relationship with Anna and Ryan in this one. Their chemistry was it was weird. I don't even know where to kind of put it. Like their chemistry isn't supposed to work, but it also reminds me of so much Born Identity. When you think of Jason Bourne and Julia Stiles' character, like that seems like that should be the flow, specifically like in Ultimatum. Like I felt like that should have been their lane, but instead of this coming off like a Bourne film, it kind of came off really comical and in times jokey when it didn't really need to be. And it took away from the believability as well as the feeling of peril, the feeling of death. Like every death that happened in this one, I really kind of predicted where it was going to go. There was one that I was kind of like, it could go left or right with it. And I still feel like one death at the end, they kind of like allude that death really isn't necessarily true. Which that's a whole nother thing. There were moments that really entertained me. I think the set pieces, when the action hit, it was really well shot, pretty well choreographed at times. But it's kind of like I could take pieces of different films. I could take like the action and the atmosphere going into different locations and pick out, The Raid 2 or Gangs of London in terms of action. I could take, you know, the espionage side of Bourne Identity or that Bourne franchise in and of itself and go from that. And then I could take like the characterizations of where the Russos have excelled, like such as like the Infinity War. Like they know how to have a lot of characters at one time, but it's just for whatever reason this just didn't flow for me. I rest this at a 5 or 6 out of 10, probably a 5.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If you were entertained by it, if you enjoyed it, let me know why. I'm really curious. I don't want to disparage anybody's good time watching this. It's just, it didn't hit for me, unfortunately, in the capacity that I was hoping for. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. I appreciate all you guys' time and energy and love and devotion for Team JVS. We've got a lot of content coming still, and we've had a lot that's been pushed in the last few weeks. So I appreciate all you guys' faithfulness to the channel. Peace, guys.